I want to flip Yeezys, lost money on that. I want to flip iPhones, lost money on that. I want to sell hoverboards, lost money on that. In 2 years, we made an astounding $6,000 and we lost 15. Eight of that was my friend's money that I told them, listen, you see Gymshark. Do you want to be early into Gymshark? Do you want Gymshark stocks early? And we lost it all.
What's been your biggest failure so far?
I lost other people's money. And they were friends. Everyone that doubted me was correct. The only thing was they underestimated how long I would keep trying.
You could probably be the poster child for side hustles.
If there's a problem to be solved, there's a business to be built. Your potential is really only as great as the opportunity.
LinkedIn.
Yes.
260K plus followers, 200 million plus impressions, over 2 million likes, over 100,000 shares. Is that what you call statistics? Talk me through making your first million on LinkedIn. I want to talk about failure.
Failure is just tuition. Everybody must pay. We're out of money. Company's going bankrupt. Please leave your laptops on the table. Guy on my right starts crying. Guy on my left starts laughing. I was like, I'm in trouble. So all of a sudden, my wife is paying for stuff. Now wife, then girlfriend. I'm borrowing from my sister money for groceries. Oh, I was like, this can never happen again. And what I hated about interviewing was I was begging you as an interviewer to put food on my table.
Yes.
And I couldn't stand that you would just say no. There was so much calculation behind leaving the 9 to 5. It was a full 3-year plan, start to finish. I was frustrating Shopify and they were frustrating me. Even if you keep a 9 to 5, it is possible to have an incredible life.
Why should people write their eulogy?
Your eulogy is your clarity. A lot of the success that we think we want is just what we've seen other people get. If this is my definition of success, time, then this is the thing I must protect the most, time. We had our first 6-figure month and I did 10-hour weeks. Everything works.
Yeah.
But what do you want? If you're patient with your progress, but you're persistent with your purpose, you will eventually get to a version of success.
What did that do for you? Having people's confidence to give you money blindly.
I had some investors that had been following me on LinkedIn. We know whatever you do next is going to work. They're like, we'll give you 400,000.
What would you say is the most important skill for success?
Hi, I'm Toby, and I just spoke about life and entrepreneurship on TMI. You are so good. I'm so excited. I want to buy shares. Have you ever done your human design? No, I haven't. You have to do your human design. You must be a projector. It's like...
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Most Interesting. Today, I have a special guest from across the pond, they call it, across the Atlantic. He's one of my favorite thinkers. He's someone that has accomplished a lot, built a lot of businesses, failed at a lot of businesses, but ultimately is very successful. With over 260K followers online and millions of other impressions and statistics. We'll get into those today. Help me welcome all the way from Paris, Toby Oluwole.
I need to send that to my mom. Let's see how they're talking about me.
Welcome, Toby. Welcome, Toby. How are you doing today?
Bro. I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm good. I'm super excited for this. I feel like you're a walking... gemstone sounds crazy, but I feel like you carry gems, and you drop a lot of gems. And I'm hoping today we'll get through a lot of those. So I'm super excited for this. How are you feeling?
I feel good, honestly. I think even when you asked me, it was such a quick yes. And I'm not like a quick yes person because I usually like to protect my time. But this felt like an easy investment because, one, I love having conversations with people that think, and also just sharing the lessons that I've learned along the way. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Okay. My favorite part, oddly, of this interview sometimes is the beginning, the start, the first question I ask, which is about your background and upbringing. It's the same question every time, and it goes, "What do I need to know about your background and upbringing and childhood to make sense of who you are today?" So if I just met you and I was trying to figure you out, what are the key things I need to know about your early days?
I feel like my story started back in 1964, with my dad and how he was raised, and the fact that, his mom would tell him at a very young age, if you work for someone, you'll put food on your table. If you work for yourself, you'll be free. And when he started to tell me about his upbringing, it made sense how I was brought up. Both my parents were serial entrepreneurs. And I think most Nigerians are entrepreneurial, out of necessity.
I was going to say, like, a forcing function almost.
Yeah.
Right?
So I think, growing up, I wake up one day, my dad is starting a restaurant, my mom is starting a salon. The next year, my mom is doing school buses, my dad is doing this. The next year, and it didn't matter how good or bad the last business was. All that mattered was this year, a new mission is starting. And that was all I saw growing up was failure, success, but you try again. And so as I grew up, I realized, like, in life you get unlimited chances. There, nobody's gonna come at 26 and cut you off like, hey, you've tried 6 times. And so growing up, you can imagine just seeing my dad come home, oh, this worked, oh, it didn't, oh, this worked, and just inconsequential a lot of times. So I think I saw that growing up, and it lit a fire under me to go try. The other thing was, I think everyone gets raw materials, but the building that you build is completely up to you. So my mom said when I was younger, her friends would come over, I would, be fully entertaining them, just having conversations with adults. They used to call me Pastor Sam when I was small.
Why Sam?
Samuel's my middle name.
Okay.
So they'd be like, oh, if they ask this 3-year-old to pray, and everybody's like, wait, who's praying right now? I mean, those are not things you can say like, oh, I worked on my communication. I think it was something that I was given. So you mix the lack of fear of failure with the ability to communicate. You extrapolate it over 30 years and you get exactly where I am right now.
Were you ever worried that there won't be food?
Which one is there won't be? There wasn't food.
Really? Because being the kid of serial, I understand one, but 2 serial entrepreneurs, I think that's bold from them, because having kids and trying business after business is bold and is very impressive. But on the flip side, is like, were there days that like is like, okay, maybe?
I mean, they kept their jobs. So I grew up with the businesses, the restaurants. I mean, they own Mr. Big's restaurants. They owned all this stuff, but they kept their jobs. My dad was working at Exxon. My mom was working in schools. So we had a very good childhood from after my dad. We started off not very well, and then things picked up and got really good. So I think just even watching that, starting from I think a 1-bedroom, all of us, to having a home, and then building a really great home, and watching all of that come together. I was like, this entrepreneurship thing looks like, my work. But I also understood the value of the stability of a job, because, we knew that money's coming this month, next month, right? So it made the business less risky. And it probably explains why I'm so averse to risk. Like, I don't do risk. I'm very like...
So you're a risk-averse serial entrepreneur, which is a contradiction in itself, right?
I don't think so. Entrepreneurship is problem solving.
Okay.
I think we make it, you see like Elon
all
Musk.
All or nothing most times, right?
And I say to a lot of my students, or like the people I coach, go big or go home was designed to keep you at home. Like, you don't have to go big or go home, right? You start small, you move fast. And so that's really been it. I was making like 2-3 times my salary before I left my job. And I still refused to leave. I left out of necessity, I was like, we can keep both.
Interesting. What was a typical day in your childhood like? Or I find that as a good measure of like upbringing, but like, what was your favorite day, if you remember?
I mean, I don't think we had very many typical days because we moved so much, So, started off in Festac, moved to, like Lekki.
First of all, I have to point out, starting off in Festac isn't horrible.
No, it's not.
A lot of people started off in a lot. Festac to Lekki pipeline. I think that's a very.
Yeah.
I think you're above. Yeah, maybe in the top 10%. I would say.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I didn't know much.
Okay.
You know, all I knew is we're moving from 1 bedroom to 4. You know, and so we then moved to Belgium, moved to Atlanta, moved to Tennessee, moved back to Nigeria.
Why those countries?
Dad worked for Exxon,
Okay.
so we moved to Belgium. They wanted him to come back to Nigeria. He sent us to Atlanta, Tennessee, and then we came back to Nigeria. I think like 2005, and then so man, I have so many good memories of my childhood tied to. I mean, I have some are like my mom was always very, very chill, and she let me fail in every area. But she was also very involved. So like, I was 8, and she's like, "Oh, do you have a girlfriend?" Like she was just very like.
And for context, that's rare in a typical
In
like,
an African
parent,
household.
8 years old is crazy.
That word doesn't even exist. The only word that starts with G that we know is God.
God,
So I think there was that, and so for me, growing up in such a safe environment made me so confident. Like it didn't matter how bad I messed up. I came home, mom was like, "Okay, so what happened?" And my dad was always backing me. I mean, I must have thrown like 17 different ideas at him. And he was always like ready to see capital.
Wow.
I want to flip Yeezys.
Wow.
Lost money on that. I want to flip iPhones. Lost money on that. I want to sell Yeezy or hoverboards. And it was always just like, you know what, we'll back you on anything.
Wow.
So some of my favorite memories are just like me coming home, I want to play football. My dad's like, no problem. And I think those stuck with me.
I think as most of us know, everyone is like a product of their childhood, right? In more ways that we even know most times. And I find it so interesting and sometimes frightening how much impact parents have on kids, lifelong impact, right? It's like 5 years of your life could make a difference for the rest of your life. How you interact with your parents, your relationship with your parents. A previous guest had said that like once her dad found out he was having a daughter, he just started educating himself on like everything, like raising daughters, empowering them, instilling confidence in them, everything. So he was intentional. And it reminds me of like the King Richard movie. I don't know if you've seen it. That's one of my favorite movies. Just not for the tennis. I'm a big fan of the Williams sisters. I don't want to get cancelled. But just the intentionality. Obviously, it wasn't always pretty, but it's like my kids are going to be successful regardless, right? And I'm intentional about that. And we see the flip side of absent parents and like parents not being there. But I think it's so interesting that your parents give you the space to do what you wanted to do as early as possible.
Yeah.
And that's like shaped you into who you are today. Your first career goal was to be a civil engineer? Or was it footballer?
No, football first.
Football first.
Yeah,
And you were pretty good at football, right?
That's what they said. That's what they told me.
Here we go. Here we go with the humble,
That's what they told
with the
me.
humility. Yeah, I think I can attest to the fact that you were mostly because it's funny because I think we've had similar, like we've been like in similar places, similar times, and I know that like usually when people have street fame, when it comes to football, I think you can for sure say they're good. And I think like I used to hear a name in the VGC areas.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I think VGC Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was your playground at some point,
That
right?
was where it started.
So you were a pretty good footballer. When did that change?
I don't think it did. I think...
Till today?
All right, listen,
If Arsenal calls you up...
Listen... If I could have stayed fit, you know what? I thought I always felt like I was a little cursed. Like I would have been a Jack Wilshere or like like
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, all the potential. Because the thing is with football, there's genetics plays a big
Huge part,
role in
yeah.
it, but so does like the habits you formed very early around stretching, mobility,
like pliability, all those things.
I was getting injured every month, you know.
Really?
And so it was, I gave it a fair shot, you know. Like we started playing football, organized football in Belgium at 8, played in Atlanta at 10. And then I tried to go pro. I mean, when I went back to Nigeria, I think that's where it really died, because that was like 12 to 15, like super.
Which is like the key. That's like
developmental,
crucial,
you know. And so I feel like if I had stayed in Belgium, I actually would have made it, because I was so young.
How were you compared to the? And again, this is my personal selfish tangent. I know we have a lot to talk about, but I'm just so interested because football, obviously. But how good were you compared to the rest of in Belgium?
Like I stood out. Like it was compliments from other parents to my parents, and that's, you know, parent to parent communication is where you know
the truth.
Yeah, something's happening. So we had a chance. Even when we went to Atlanta, I think I almost got scouted for like Nigeria's under, I don't even know, maybe under 15. So there was opportunity. What there wasn't was like good eating habits. I mean, you know, you want to play football, you're going to eat, you're eating eba at 1. You're playing football at 4. You know, like there was just so much missing.
Yeah.
But
you didn't have the structure.
I didn't have the structure.
And it wasn't like intentional. It's not like your parents are not trying to give you the structure. You just you don't know what you don't know, right?
You don't know what you don't know. But you look at who I ended up competing with when I went to play at Stamford Bridge and West Ham and all these places.
Okay. What age was this?
I was 16.
Okay.
You know, so I had come to Canada, played, you know, CIC, you know, played. But I think when I moved back in 2005, my dad let me, I was probably 12, 13. He would let me go play with like 26-year-olds. So I was learning like, I mean, you're learning ball movement, you're learning all this stuff, a lot of skill by just playing with people that much older.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to like 16, when I went to play and do these trials, even on the pitch, I realized like I'd missed something. There was a guy, I'll never forget this guy, because this guy was running for the 90 minutes. He did not walk.
No way.
He was
at 15
jogging, running, sprinting, tackling, up, crash the box, defend, crash the box. Me, I'm breathing heavy. You know, after one, and then I'll get in front of goal, try and do finesse, R1 circle, and I'm just like, I missed something, because this is football.
And is that just because you were going off pure talent and like you didn't have like that foundation of, because fitness is like the foundation of football.
Yes.
Like it doesn't matter how like good you are, especially like nowadays. Maybe back in the day you could get away with it, but nowadays you have to be fit first, right? So I guess that exposed you a little bit.
It exposed me to me.
Okay.
You know, I always knew I was talented. I knew I could take on anybody, but crash the box and defend and then counterattack.
And when you played midfield?
I was playing usually like left wing or I'll strike. But just, you know, sometimes the striker is the one defending the corner. I'm like, and he still has to go and score. So there was just it was a lot for me, you know, and I don't think I had that. You know what it was? Like I didn't have the underlying some like discipline you learn at like 8 or 9. You know, and I didn't have that. You know, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
So like the intangibles almost, right?
It was all that guy did not stop running.
I feel like this guy.
If I saw him today, I'd recognize him.
Really?
Yeah, 100. The dude was so fascinating because I don't remember anything else in that day except that guy, and I still don't like. He didn't make it.
Yeah.
I think to be that good, you know, that's when I realized.
I see a lot of interviews about when people realize like, oh, this is the level. Like,
yes.
Like this is like what I've been doing was child's play. Like this is where I need to be at, right? And that's where like people usually decide, you know, maybe this is not for me. So let's fast forward a little bit. You come to Canada, you go do your trials, you come back here, finish uni. But I guess there's some key stories in uni, right? What I'm trying to get to is I think you could probably be the poster child for side hustles.
Yeah.
I want you to take me chronologically through like maybe not the childhood ones because those might get a bit like crazy, but take me through the business ideas you've had and you've implemented like from those uni days, which is where like I guess things started getting serious for you.
Yeah. So I mean, grade 12. living in, hostel, I realized that guys were hungry at 10, but there was no food. So I went to buy noodles, big pack, and I'd sell it, buy the noodles, 30 noodles for $10, sell each noodle for $1.
And this is because they couldn't get food.
Couldn't get food after 10,
Okay.
And so I became the noodle guy, and I realized very early, like, if there's a problem to be solved, there's a business to be built. And so that was my first one. I was like, okay, I'm solving a problem. Then going into university, I got on the varsity team of the soccer team, and I was the only walk-on, the only person that like wasn't scouted. I was 17. It was a 30-day trial. I was the last pick,
Wow.
only international student. Like there were so many onlys. So I started getting questions, like, how did you do it? How did you train? And so I built a boot camp.
Like football, soccer boot camp.
$200. I would teach you how to train to be a varsity.
Wow.
So we did that. And then the next year,
So how successful was that?
I thought probably make $1,000 that weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
But how successful was did anyone get into varsity?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I mean,
That's not the point of the business. The business is,
I also learned, like, all I can do is teach you what I did.
you can't get them into varsity.
If you don't want to run if I teach you to run 5K and you don't run 5K,
That's fair enough.
it can't be my problem.
Next business.
And then I got into network marketing.
Okay.
That was the one I took the most seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, like, because how we got into it was a guy came to our campus, took us to a vice president's house, making $100K a month. They sold us a dream. I was like, bro, I like dreams.
So I'll buy that. I'll buy that dream.
I woke up, they were making eggs for me. I'm like, yo, I'll buy this. So,
so like an overnight stay.
bro, we could have been kidnapped.
That's a hell of a pitch.
Me and this guy called Sydney Otoboeze. Sydney was the one that took me to this person. So we came back, we locked in. I was like, I locked myself in my room. I did probably 100, 200 calls, me and Sydney, calling everybody, selling internet and home phone.
Wow.
Calling, people were buying internet and home phone. I think in 2 years, we made a crazy amount. It was like $1,500 total. Bro, I used to dress up in a suit.
That was good. That was good.
It's crazy just on the other side of crazy.
I can imagine.
I tried to recruit my pastor, the bus driver, the grocery store clerk.
How old are you?
I was 19, 18.
Full suit.
Full suit, 3-piece, not even 2-piece, 3-piece suit on the way to the grocery store. I'm recruiting the bus driver. Are you open to making other forms of income? No problem. I get to the grocery store, I'm shopping. As the cashier is checking, bro, are you willing and open to other forms of income? Like, bro, I was incessant. And I was a believer and I made nothing.
Wow.
And
was that eye-opening?
Yeah, it showed me two things.
Okay.
One is your like potential is really only as great as the opportunity. So it's like some people are super talented and in the wrong field.
Wrong place, yeah.
The second thing it showed me was I'm him. Once I believe in something, I have
dog with a bone.
Yeah. So I have like I believe it. Then I believe in it. Then I have I'll do it or die. And I saw all three of those come in, when I was 18, and it has stuck with me till today. So if I believe something, like, I'm like, okay, let's see how it goes. If I believe in it, like, we'll put it on my calendar. Like, this was on my calendar. So if it's on my calendar, it's getting done. Yeah. If I hit do or die, you'll either see me on the mountain or on the side dead. And so those are the things that I learned from doing.
It was like an awakening. Like it was an awakening. You got to know yourself more.
Yeah, and again, the money was like, we didn't make the money.
Yeah,
but it was all I needed. When you see like the intangibles.
Yeah.
So after that, I got into I sold party tickets. In France, came back. And on my way back, I came across hoverboards, and they were the craze, And so I called my dad. Listen, my birthday's coming up. I want $2,000 as seed investment. I'm going to buy 5 from Alibaba. Bought 5, and my marketing plan was simple: write it around, and when people stalk me, I'll sell it on my Shopify store. So that's when I came across Shopify, and I started selling these hoverboards. I probably made 20 or 30K. Put it on my resume, got a sales job. And so that was basically my school. I didn't remember anything I learned in school. It was the businesses that gave me a lot of, the experience I needed.
That was your real education.
That was my real education. And so got into sales, started flipping iPhones because I realized I could make $100
stuff, yeah.
and then built a clothing line. That was the one that was like, again, just like how you have a vision for this, I called 7 of my friends, put on Gymshark for them. This guy built this company from scratch, and we were going to do the exact same thing. We made an astounding, in 2 years, $6,000, and we lost 15. 8 of that was my friend's money that I told them, listen, you see Gymshark?
We're going to get there.
Do you want to be early into Gymshark? Do you want Gymshark stocks early? And we lost it all.
Wow.
Because one thing I've learned is you have to build a business for the person you are early on. I'm very scattered, very scatterbrained. I don't care about details. I'm very like, just go. I see the big picture, And so that was...
You're an executor? That's the word? Like you're all about execution.
Yes.
Right?
I'm like, do it at any cost. Just do it.
Yeah.
And with clothing, it was... I ordered 100 pieces of the wrong design that I approved. I sent them the design. They sent me the print. I said yes. And then I picked it up. I said, what's this? They said, it's what you approved. I said, it can't be. They showed me the email. I was like, wow.
So that's you.
Now,
you know.
we had already pre-sold it.
Oh, no.
So I started calling people. I know you ordered the full sleeve design. But what we have is the half sleeve.
Okay. It's summer right now.
People said, but I paid for full sleeve. I said, but what we have is half sleeve.
So it's a bit warm though, so I think you can pull off.
It was just hilarious.
So you are trying to like almost double sell them because you had sold them once, and now you have to sell them on a new design.
I was selling them I was like, there's no other shirt. What you paid for, I know it was full, but it's the half that I have. Yeah, it was just like mistakes, no structure. So again, I learned something there. I learned again. It's like a successful discovery of what didn't work, And so I did that, and then 2019 we started 3 Skills, and that was my So I tell people like maybe I think I was like attempt 9, and so 3 Skills was the one that turned everything on.
That was like your overnight success.
Yeah,
the overnight no one sees.
Yeah,
was where
it was exactly 10 years from when I first started. Lollipops in Green Springs to make
Talk Shop.
Not even Talk Shop. Contraband. Those small bags that I used to carry. I put it there, and I was a good boy. So
so no one ever like suspected.
Within
you.
1 hour, I was nabbed. They reported me.
Oh,
it was the only time I got in trouble in school for selling lollipops, and I just wanted to buy MTN credits.
I had such high hopes for you. I thought you were starting like a cartel.
No, I tell people I was a terrible entrepreneur.
Okay,
which is why I believe anyone can do it.
Okay, yeah.
I was so bad. Lost money. My dad has not received money for the first 6 businesses as an investor. So it's like it was just 10 years of let's keep trying,
of learning,
and then the last 5 years just looks so good on paper.
And if someone met you, or most people probably know you from those last 5 years.
Oh my gosh!
And you look like an overnight success.
My hoverboard customers,
they're
like, wow, so you actually made it. I'm like, guys.
First of all, I would take a bit of offense to that. Like,
no.
What do you mean by actually made it? Like,
no, there was doubt, and it was fully like everyone.
It was justified.
Everyone that doubted me was correct.
Okay.
The only thing was they underestimated how long I would keep trying. That was pretty much it. Because when you doubt someone, you essentially assume that this is the last attempt. Because why are you you're doubting the idea, right? But I just was like, yo, we go again.
Yeah. And there was no limits to your like determination.
Yeah.
I find that endurance and determination are underrated. Just share, I'm staying in it. And you notice in like things like in sports a lot.
Yeah.
Like boxing is a great one.
Yes.
Staying in it. Football is a great one also. Sometimes you're on the ropes and you know that like I just have to stay in it.
It's Real Madrid, that whole campaign.
It's Real Madrid. It's Real Madrid. It's actually Real Madrid.
It's just Real Madrid. It's like 90th minute. Doesn't matter. We have time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Let's just stay in it. I love that. So 3 skills that takes off. Tell me about 3 skills.
So 3 skills was like, I'd help my sister and my sister's friend and my wife and my brother get jobs.
Mm.
And then one day I'm at lunch with a friend and she's like, I paid $2,500 for someone to help me do what you helped them do.
Mm. So you don't have to tell me twice.
I'm like, let me understand what you just said.
Yeah.
And so I go back to the office. I'll never forget. I go back to the office. I start asking everybody at the office, would you pay for someone to help you with your resume? And 4 people were like, yeah, I haven't looked at my resume in years. Like, if I leave this job, I don't know what I'll do. Mm. And one guy was like, this is such a dumb idea. The YMCA does this. Mm. And I remember thinking, what an idiot. Because if one person says yes, that means I can do it.
Yeah. And even him saying the YMCA does it is also validating the idea.
I was just like, but he was trying to, he was sending me articles, these people do it.
Okay,
I was like, bro, you're saving me so much market research.
That's a real hater right there.
I mean, he was a good friend, but it was just like, some people don't see it, But I knew. Yeah. So as I was doing that, the girl behind me who I'd help you out the job there, she was like, Toby, I think you're about to start something. And if you do, I want in. So I'm like, you even want in on something that hasn't started. Yeah, so I know I have something. So I called my friend Josh. I was like, Josh, we've always wanted to do something together. Let's start this business, help people, especially international students, get jobs. It looks like people make money. We started together, and then I came up with a name. It was the best name I could come up with. And I announced it to my friends, Dream Starter. And they laughed so hard. I'll never forget, one guy, Emmanuel, he fell on the floor laughing. That picture is still in my head.
That's a High School Musical.
Yeah. But sometimes you're just wrong, you know? And so then I was like, okay, what are we going to teach? And I was Googling what are the top 5 skills, people need, employers look for. And the top 5 were adaptability, persuasion, creativity, time management, and collaboration. I'm like, you learn time management and collaboration in school. But adaptability, persuasion, creativity, I never learned those 3 skills. And I swear that's how we came up with the name, 3 skills. Bought the domain. I made the logo on my phone. We made an Eventbrite event. Actually, no, I posted about it on Instagram. Hey, I helped 5 people get jobs. I want to help 5 more. 50 people messaged me.
Oh.
So I called the first one. Hey, pay me $500. I'll help you get a job. The guy was like, who is this? I was like, okay. Then I think we need it. So we did a free event, and then 70 people signed up, 30 people came. We helped them with the resume at the end. I was like, listen, we're going to come up with a new program, 6-hour boot camp. We're going to teach you everything, LinkedIn, everything that helped us land 30 plus interviews. It's going to be ready in August because I get married next week. And literally 20 of the 30 people paid $250, took the money, incorporated. I went to get married, went on honeymoon, came back, built the program. And I remember the first guy got a job like 2 weeks later. And then our first year, we made an astounding $11,000. And I knew that I was in, because that was more than a lot of the businesses I made. And it was like 90% profit.
And there was not a lot of, I was going to say, you don't have a lot of overhead.
It was just margins, knowledge products, info products. And that's when I fell in love with info products. 97% margin. Versus clothing, I was making $3 per shirt.
Oh, wow.
So 97, I knew at that moment, I was like, but then we had a massive problem. Every cohort was smaller.
Oh, I see.
Because we didn't know how to market it. We were trying to do Facebook ads. We even bought chalk to write on the sidewalks.
Oh, I love this.
We'll help you get a job. We bought posters, to put up. I was like, what can we do? And you're mostly limited by what you know. And so your job is just to know more. Yeah. And so the next year, we're now like, okay, this business isn't really making. Our last cohort was like 3 people. So we're like, okay, we're gonna fail, but let's not shut the company down as long as one person gets a job per month. So that became our success metric. And I kid you not, even if it was the 31st, we'll just get a message. I got a job. So the company was running on hope and faith.
Yeah.
You know. And then 2020 May, I joined Shopify. 7th attempt. 3 years, 7 attempts. Because after I started selling hoverboards, I knew I had to join that company if I was going to learn how to be an entrepreneur, because I was such a bad entrepreneur. So join Shopify. I make a post on LinkedIn. 300,000 impressions.
You're like they gave the wrong person this
I
information.
called my marketing person. I said, don't spend it. Don't give Zuck one more dollar. I have discovered where I know what to do.
Yeah.
And I think I might have ADHD. I haven't gotten tested yet. But I have hyper focus. 10 a.m. every day. I was like, I'm going to post at 10 a.m. every day. Year 1, I had 4 million impressions. Went from 11,000 to 33,000 in revenue. And then I was like, I know what to do. Hired a business coach. Next year, 6 figures, never went under. Because it was so clear that we had to solve things one thing at a time.
Yeah.
We had a good product. We needed marketing. We got marketing. We needed a better business model. We got a better business model. We needed better distribution. We got better distribution. And it was just one thing at a time every year. Yeah. And so we just kept growing.
That's really, really interesting. So 3 skills, do you leave? Do you shut down the business? Like what happens? Like how do you move on from
We just shut it down because the market changed last year. Co-founders wanted out. One was having a kid. One was going full on in his career. And I just didn't believe, like, if I don't believe that I can solve the problem, I don't want to sell it. So we shut it down, which was actually a pretty big event because I'd already left Shopify. So I was panicking. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. This was November. So it was actually one of the scariest moments. We're already in Paris.
November when?
2023.
Okay.
So we're already in Paris. 3 skills had already done like $500,000, but we ran it like a side hustle. So it was just super janky. So after that, I had some investors that had been following me on LinkedIn. I'm like, hey, we know whatever you do next is going to work. So they're like, we'll give you $400,000 to start.
Just like that.
Whatever you decide to do next.
What did that do for you? Having people's confidence to give you money blindly, knowing that they're betting on you and not necessarily what you're doing next.
I mean, it was like the reward for at that point I'd been posting on LinkedIn for like 1,000 days straight. So it was just like
which is insane in itself, by the way.
It was just, I felt like it was a reward for being
so
consistent.
you felt merited rather than like, wow, this is crazy.
It was crazy, but also like it's not free money, So it was just more like, okay, people believe in me, which means there's something here. We didn't take the money.
Okay.
The terms weren't the best, and I also was just like, if you think I can do it, then I can probably do it by myself,
Without you.
Yeah. So I brought on a COO, Callie, who I love very much because she changed my life. Everything I hate, Callie does.
Perfect partnership.
Everything operational and always has a new idea. So then we started trying to like find new ideas to build. What can I do? What does my audience want? And I started to realize that like what I'd done on LinkedIn was special. And that was what people really wanted from me was like, but how did you build a business, leave corporate, kind of buy back your time? And one of my students came to Paris, sat down with me, came for 2 hours from Finland.
Oh.
And he's like, bro, my wife told me to come thank you. You changed our lives. I made $180,000 in 6-7 months because you taught me how. Brother.
So
yeah.
I should say something you've mentioned several times, but it seems obvious to you, but I don't think it seems obvious to a lot of people, and it's something I'm also trying to learn. You have to know when to get signals. And I think a lot of people get complimented. A lot of people get ideas, but they don't know. They don't see it as ideas.
Yeah.
I think even in this day and age, that people shy away from compliments or shy away from praise. I think many times it's signals, and if you believe in God, I believe sometimes God talking to you through people, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to highlight that not only him telling you, oh, you changed our lives, you weren't just basking there and oh, I'm awesome, I'm great, that's good. Go on your way. Your sins are forgiven, whatever. You're okay, that's a signal.
Yeah, business is as proactive as it is reactive. So you come up with something. Okay, this is, but for example, if you're doing and someone comes, so that's what that guy did for me. His name's Noah, incredible guy, and what I saw was someone that had no business making the money he made, because he had 800 followers when we met. No money.
Wow.
Working a full-time job, just had a kid, and he was like, I don't want my wife to go back to work. So he signed up for my program.
Yeah.
Bro, there was no reason why this person should have made that much money in 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Which meant what we built worked.
Yeah.
It works if other people, but this guy, there was no reason. And so it built the belief in me.
Yeah.
We tripled the company in 3 months.
Okay. And what company is this?
So what I did when I left Shopify was I built a holding company for all of my ideas. Because I'm not going to pick one.
Okay.
And so this is our founder's blueprint company, which is basically just helping people essentially become first-time founders, right? And so what we do is I blueprinted how I made all of my money on LinkedIn with the businesses and how I got 200 million impressions, and a blueprint in step by step, very, very detailed.
Yeah.
And over 8 weeks, I deliver it to founders. I consult on it. It's the same blueprint. And so that's the main focus that we have now is helping people, whether they're first-time founders or business owners, turn LinkedIn into a marketing machine for them. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And that's where you are now. So we've caught up from
that's where we are.
Lollipops.
Yeah, lollipops
to our founder,
LinkedIn.
right? Perfect. Which business gave you the toughest time?
Man, that clothing line.
Yeah, that was a real education, right?
Bro, 2 a.m. I'm texting customers. We're dropping tomorrow. I knew nothing.
Wow.
So I think that was tough. It made me swear off clothing. I was the only way I'll go into merch is if I have millions of followers and it is not the main revenue stream. But merch in itself, wow.
So that was you looking in the mirror. That was
yeah.
Okay, you saw yourself for more for your weaknesses than your strengths at that point.
For everything I know I'm great at, I know what I'm terrible at.
Yeah.
And I think that was one that I was I'm out of my depth.
You alluded to it earlier, but what would you say is the most important skill for success?
I would say it's just an insane amount of persistence. I could have made more. I think I could have made more. But the thing is, on paper, I'm not the most brilliant. And I know it for a fact because I've met truly brilliant, and I've coached some truly insane people. But the thing is, I will be here tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow. I will be here next year. I will be here in 2030. And so if you're patient with your progress, but you're persistent with your purpose, you will eventually get to a version of success. Now, you then have to decide if that version of success is what you want, right? But for me, when I was 23 or so, I wrote my own eulogy. I read the...
I was going to get to that, but let's talk about that now.
I mean, it was just I just realized I wasn't going to be Elon Musk. I wasn't going to be Steve Jobs. It just dawned on me one day, And so I was okay, we have to decide what success is. And a lot of people build their lives around someone else's definition of success. So I was reading the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People back when I was very ineffective. And I was like, okay, let's do this one exercise. And I wrote it. It was 3 pages long. And I would read it every birthday, you know. And it was very simple. You know, the theme was make enough money to be generous and give it all away. That was really like the theme of my life was you can't help people by being one of them. You have to make money. And if you're going to give it away, if you're going to pay people's tuition, buy cars, and you know, you just need money. And so money was never the goal for me. It was just always the tool, right? I'm a pastor at heart.
Pastor Sam.
Yeah. At heart, I'm like, I want to see people become the best version of themselves, right? And so that was the clarity I had very young. And so that's why I have so many attempts. You know, it's like, just get there. And as soon as we got there, it's exactly what we started to do.
So persistence.
Persistence.
I like that. I think that's definitely something. And persistence, what I like about persistence is there's no talent needed.
Yeah.
There's no natural skill that you're born with something that I don't have, right? Persistence is just more, it's a decision that anyone can make.
Yeah.
To show up all the time. And it's like, regardless of anything, just knowing that you would show up, like you said, you'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that also gives people that work with you trust, a comfort that I can rely on Toby being there tomorrow and the day after and the day after. And
yeah.
I want to talk about failure. Failure is a topic that's very fascinating to me. And I think failure is like, the way I look at it sometimes, like failure is like, for a lot of people, failure is eventually good. In terms of when we fail initially, our like human reaction is not to be like, oh yes, I love that. That's give me more of that, right?
Yeah.
That's not what we think, right? Failure is many times useful in retrospect, and if you know what you're taking out of failure, right? So I wanted to know, like, what is your relationship with failure like, and what do you think about failure?
Yeah, I mean, I see failure as tuition. You know, it's like, if you are going to learn this, you know, I want to learn French. You have to suck. You know, so the cost of embarrassment that's all that it is, right? And a lot of times, what we feel when we feel failure is shame and embarrassment. So the quicker you can fall in love with the fact that you're going to be embarrassed, the faster you can learn things, right? So for me, I deal with failure very systematically now. I cry because, you know, you're holding on to it. Like, you know, you failed, it sucked, it was embarrassing, you made a fool of yourself. Cry it out. You know, get through the emotions. The second thing that we do is we do a recap. Why did we fail? What happened? You know, post-mortem.
Retro,
right? And then we go, okay, if we were to try again, what would we do different? And we go again and we fail again. And so a lot of the failure, like, I'm actually very risk averse, like I said. So it hurts. You know, Shopify, 7 attempts, 3 years.
Wow.
I go, I interview, they say no. I change my clothes the second time. Maybe I need to wear Chelsea boots and skinny jeans. I swear, I changed my boots the next time, went, try again, didn't make it. Okay, I changed again. Maybe it's how I prepped. Try. But the 7th attempt, even the company was like, you know, they usually take 6 weeks to recruit. Even the company, the 7th time, they're like, bro, we've seen you. So they just gave me to the last 8 days, gave me a full offer.
Oh.
They're like, the fact that you're here again. So I think failure is just tuition. You know, everybody must pay. You know, and I say that to everyone I coach and everybody I consult with. You pay with time or you pay with money, but everybody must pay.
I love that. Years ago, I spoke to a mentor, it was like random dinner. The point was not even, it was just a catch up, right? And he just went into like this rant about how much he loves failure. And it was like, what do you mean you love failure? Like, and for me being like a perfectionist, I hate failure.
Yeah.
And I hate not being good at things. And I think, again, maybe, like I said, a lot of like childhood strings of like, if you were like always good at stuff, or like you always like got good grades, or like you were just always a star boy, you know, you hate failure. It's like, you take it so personally. It's like, I'm not good, right? But then it doesn't mean you're not good. It just means like it's a journey, right? Like it just means that like you're at step 1.
Yeah.
You can't expect to be where someone at step 50 is if you're at step 1, right? So that's something I've learned. But talking to him, he's one of those people that when you meet, he's brought out his iPad, laptop, and he's shown you like 4 things he's working on, 4 businesses. And it's like always they're all perpendicular, non-similar. It's like, I've built this and I have a team working on this in Nigeria, but I'm working with this guy in Turkey that's doing this. He said he's failed so many times. He's been fired. He's lost money. But he loves failure. And I think that was when I started to change my mind about like, first of all, if I can get over my ego of like, when I feel the embarrassment, the shame that you speak about, if I can get over like my ego of like, I don't want people to see me in that light. I don't want people to see like, this is not working out for me. There's so much beauty on the other side. Like you're getting so much information. Like tuition, you get education, right? And that's something that I have like, it's not easy because like I said, your first reaction, like you said, sometimes you go cry, you like cleanse your system, right?
Yeah.
But it's still not fun. I'm sure crying is not fun for you, right?
No.
But you have to be able to like deal with that, basically.
You have to, like, if you have enough things pulling you into the future, then failure is just in the way, And I think a lot of dealing with failure is, what will people think?
Yes.
What will they think about me? That I tried, that I failed.
That's the spine of
it. It is all. And so you talked about it like, some people take it personally, like, this went bad, so I'm bad. I have a very positive view of myself because of my parents. I know I'm special. So I know that when I fail, that this is just one of the things.
It's an incident.
It's just, we have to get past this.
It's not a personality trait.
I know that I'm good. I know that once I'm in my zone, I can be one of the best at what I do. I know that when I'm outside of my comfort zone, I might be terrible. So I've accepted so many things about myself. I know I'm distracted, but inherently, if I'm building a business and I go, I want to build this, and I fail, I know we just need to get past this one to get to the next one. And I think one of my mentors when I was super young, he framed it as, imagine you come back to your own house. You've left your key. Inside, you can't get in. He says, how many times will you try to get in the house? He's like, you try the front door, you try the lock, you try the back door, you try the window, you try the basement, you call the locksmith. He's like, it's your house.
You're not going to be like, fuck it, I'm going to go to another
where are you
house.
going?
Right?
This is where you're going to sleep today.
Yeah.
And that changed my mindset to go, this is mine. This success is mine. This business is mine. We just need to find which doors.
So it almost feels like you have a birthright over success, and you're just trying to claim it.
Who has the key? Where's the key? What are we doing?
I'll find it.
Are we making TikToks? What does it take to do this? And so it changes even your confidence going in, because this is mine. We just need to find, okay, how do we get in?
Oh, I love that. What's been your biggest failure so far?
See, that clothing line, I'm just kidding. No. My biggest failure, I think it was actually the clothing line. The clothing line, because I lost other people's money. And they were friends. And it actually did put a rift.
Well, was that the first and only time you lost other people's money?
Yeah. I don't raise money. All my businesses are bootstrapped. We'll make the money. Because it taught me a very tough lesson, like, it's just money. Yeah, I say that to all my students. I'm like, I look at some of like my 10, 20, 30-year friendships. I'm like, I wouldn't trade millions of dollars for that. So it's just money.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed that I couldn't deliver, but I was even more terrified that I was going to lose these relationships. And fear in friendship is not a good
ingredient.
Yes. So I think that's why it was a tough business. Like there were too many elements. I got fired from my job. I was designing the clothes on PowerPoint back then because I didn't know Adobe. So I used to design the clothes on PowerPoint, and my boss would be watching, I got fired. So it just had so many elements that I don't want to revisit. And so I think that was probably my biggest failure, was that clothing line.
Interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you were fired in 2017?
I was laid off in 2017, fired in 2018.
Okay.
Back to back.
In 2017, I think you said you were laid off. You were broke.
More than.
You were shattered. But you called your mom and told her that you're going to retire her. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Explain that.
I don't think that was the year I called her.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I called my mom. That must have been network marketing days.
So even earlier.
Oh, yeah. I was 18. I called my mom and my dad. Guys, in the next 2 years, don't even worry about it. I know you want a house here. I know mom wants a Rolls Royce. Mike, I got it. But first, can you send me $500? I need to sign up for this thing. That was actually the conversation. It's like, I'm going to retire. I just need a small investment of $500.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in your parents' room.
Oh my goodness! The number of times they must have just been like, "What is this boy doing?" So, I promised them that early. Then I got laid off 2017. That was a year when I realized I had to build a business because the way they pulled the rug under me, and I wasn't a saver back then.
Okay, can you give us some insight into that?
Yeah, I mean, I was working in sales, small company, and we couldn't find our boss for like 3 days.
Which is a bad sign.
Okay, he comes into the office, he has a drip in his arm. We're like, what's going on? He's like, don't worry, we'll talk soon. Me, I hadn't heard of layoffs, so I just thought this guy's sick. So we go to the boardroom. He's like, okay, we're out of money. Company's going bankrupt. Please leave your laptops on the table. Guy on my right starts crying. Guy on my left starts laughing. I was like, oh. I was like, what? So what? Like, what does it mean? When do I get paid? Like,
when do I get paid?
When's the next paycheck?
You asking when do I get paid in a layoff meeting is hilarious.
I was like, what?
Me.
But I know we were out of money, but you couldn't have finished before my own paycheck. It was just so confused. And I went home and I was like, I'm in trouble. I did not have more than $300.
That's crazy.
I had a car, I had rent.
Wow.
I was like, I'm in trouble. So, all of a sudden, my wife is paying for stuff. Now wife, then girlfriend. I'm borrowing from my sister money for groceries, borrowing from my neighbor money for gas.
This is younger sister, right?
Younger sister. I'm the oldest. Bro, I will never forget how I felt. That was...
just low.
Oh, I was like, this can never happen again. And so that was when my do or die kicked in. I was like, we have to get out of corporate. Because it's not that I don't like my job, but how can you do that? How can I just lose everything?
Yeah.
I mean,
like
if
that.
I didn't have family, I'm homeless.
Yeah.
So I now understand how people become homeless. I was a working man, $50K a year.
Yeah.
And that close to it. So 2017 was pivotal. June 30th. I was like, we're gonna change.
So fast forward to Shopify. At some point, you turned down 2 promotions in 2 years.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Well, I was gonna get fired if I did them. I think self-awareness is a superpower in itself. So I was like, okay, Toby, do you want to become a senior customer success manager? Okay, walk me through what it entails. 2 slide decks. These are the 17 things you have to do to be considered senior. Okay, so I don't like 15 of these things. So that's already a problem.
Okay.
How much is the raise? 8%. 8% for 17 things is less than 1% per thing. So there was just, I was like, oh no. My boss was like, don't you have any ambition to grow your career? I said, the aspiration I have is to be the best in this level you put me in.
Yeah.
I will be the best here. But they're like, but don't you, listen, Toby, we believe in, I know what you believe, but let me explain to you why your belief is about to get me fired. If I grow up, and I don't like these things and I can't do them, aren't you going to put me on a pip?
Yeah, and you can't go back down.
I can't say, oh, demote me.
There's only way. It's only out. You can only go out.
So I was like, okay, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
2 times that one's senior customers. I was like, no. Then, the head of revenue is like, Toby, why don't you become a team lead for customer success? I'm like, closer. I like people, but when I look at the team leads, they're project managers. This person brings you a problem.
And that doesn't go with your skill set of being disorganized.
Did I tell you how much I lost when I was managing the project of a glowing? So I was like, I can't do it. He then said to me, if you could pick any role, he's like, I want to promote. If you could pick any role, what would you be doing? I was like, I don't even know what it would be. But 80% of the time, I need to be coaching people. I said, if in a role where I'm coaching 80% of the time, I will be the best at what I do. Because it's what I've always done.
And that's what aligns with your skill sets
exactly
the most, basically. I think you said something about like aligning your sort of your career with like your skill sets. How important is that for people to do?
I think it's one of the things people skip. It's very possible to rise to a level of incompetence. There's a law around it. I forget the guy's name, but it's possible for you to get promoted to a level where you are now incompetent, which is why a lot of managers end up failing. They become top performers. Oh, you're a top performer, manage the top performers. And then they lack the people skills and they're out. So when you're building your career, it's very much like, okay, first is, and we used to do this in 3 skills, what are you naturally good at? I used to make people go talk to their parents, ask your parents at 3 years old, what were you good at? And now we start to look for, okay, you're good at communicating. Let's do some people-facing things. You're good at organizing. Let's do some background operational things. You're good at, right? And now we can, my mom told me that when my brother was 2, had never touched a computer before. He climbed up on desktop, typed Disney Channel, and started watching it. And as the mother, she was like, how did you figure that out? Which means he's naturally inclined. This is the same brother at 17 built his own computer. Or are we surprised? So I think it's important that you find that alignment because all that happens is now what someone can do in 3 months with a team, I can do in a week because I'm inclined.
And you enjoy it.
I enjoy it, right? And that is now where you start to see real career acceleration. Right.
I feel like if you don't have alignment, you're going nowhere quickly, I think. And it's something I have personally also struggled with in terms of as immigrant kids, many times your career is determined for you without you even knowing it. And like you mentioned at some point, you wanted to be a civil engineer. I would like to see a parallel world where you're a civil engineer. But so many things you're programmed to want when it doesn't align with it's just more for bragging rights and what makes the most income, what's the most prestigious. And all those things will come if you're aligned with your natural skills, right? And I just feel like the more you advance in your career doing what you're not inclined to do naturally, the quicker you get into golden handcuffs, I call them, that they're called, where now you're making a lot of money in something that every morning you're like,
what am I doing?
I don't want. You're waiting for Friday. You're dreading Monday. But it pays the bills and it pays well. And then now you don't have the opportunities to switch. So when I talk to people that come to me for advice, as early as possible, figure out what you're good at. Again, you could still do what makes you money, but make sure you're doing something on the side. That you could put what you're good at in and it will flourish. And it also gives you a lot of balance in life, right?
Of course.
If we don't do what we enjoy, it dies, right? And then you become frustrated. You become And yeah, it's not. I don't think it's like a. It's a very frustrating feeling. I could tell you personally. I want to chat about controlling your time. I think you're very big on like owning your time. And this is contradictory. I won't say contradictory, but it's like it doesn't go with our general 9 to 5.
Of course.
Where for 8 hours a day, sometimes 10 for some people, either at the desk. So you're just doing something that you don't have control over. Because if you're not there, you get fired. If you're not there, you get like reprimanded, like queries, whatever. What does it mean to control your time, and how can people that want to break out of like that 9 to 5, how can they get to that? Because a lot of people do, and you have. So how can they get to that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, time is wealth. If I can do what I want when I want for as long as I want it, I've essentially hit my definition of success. And I realized like it wasn't the money that was going to determine that. So one is, it's possible to have a really good life even if you keep a job. Even if you keep a 9 to 5, it is possible to have an incredible life. Probably the best of both worlds. Now, you have to choose where you are the most, not optimized, because there's a lot of emphasis on productivity and optimization, but the most happy. So for me, I realized that I break rules. I don't listen. I get distracted. I'm everybody's worst nightmare in 9 to 5. They'll come to the meeting. I'm not coming. Why? Is it being recorded? Yes. Okay, send me the recording. People don't like that, right? And so I think I had to leave. I was going to frustrate. I was going to keep getting fired. It was like the amount of times I got called into meetings was just ridiculous. So I think you have to pick. And then when it comes to, okay, how do you get out if you decide you want to get out? Yeah. It's pretty simple. You have to replace your combined income with something that costs you less time to make. And that was literally my math. I did the math, me and my wife's combined income, net. This is the amount. And then I took probably 18 months to find a way to make that amount without working 40 hours a week. Once I got there, I did it for 6 months to make sure it's real. Because people, it's possible to get lucky.
Yep.
And I've seen people, I had a good month and they quit their job. Brother, have you seen what can happen in a year with interest rates? That you had a good job, now you've left. So 6 months I did it. Then I took all of my cash and I parked it in the biggest house I could find with my wife. And I went, stocks may fade, but this property will be here. People must live in a house. And that was our backup plan. Is if the business fails and we mess up our lives, we'll come back, we have somewhere to stay, or we sell and we start over. So there was so much calculation behind leaving the 9 to 5. It was a full 3-year plan, start to finish. Get into Shopify, learn how to be an entrepreneur, grow the business and replace the income. Do it for a consistent amount of time so that there's proof that it works. And then park the money so that if we mess it up, we can start over. And I quit the next day.
Wow.
So again, I'm risk averse. We're immigrant kids. I'm not going to tell my dad. I told my dad, I got a job offer to join a church as a pastor, $30K a year. My dad said, don't even try. That's when I knew that there's a difference. But you think about the fact that once you have a plan, all you have to do is stick to the plan, remove the time pressure of, I need to do it in a year. That was what set me free. It took longer than I expected.
Interesting.
But I left corporate at 28, making 2 times what I was making combined, me and my wife.
Wow.
Working an eighth of the time.
Wow.
I'm like, we've hacked the entire system. How long did it take? 6 years. I have 40, 50 left.
Yeah.
Wow.
I find that interesting because, again, people do it different ways. People get out of 9 to 5 different ways. I think your intentionality of even before, you plan to leave and you got a job after you made that plan to leave, right? But that job was part of your plan to leave, if that makes sense, right? So was that the reason you quit Shopify? Was that the main reason you quit Shopify? It's time to go. I've replaced this income. I need more time to do my own thing.
I was like, I'm going to Paris. I was just like, okay, what's the point? Why do we work?
Yeah.
You work so that you have stability, so you can get the house. So we had already checked off a lot of these things. And the most important thing, though, was I was frustrating Shopify, and they were frustrating me. They were texting me, "Oh, Toby, this LinkedIn post," because I do a LinkedIn post with what I want to say, not what the company wants to hear right now.
It's your voice.
And I get called into a meeting. Hey, they're talking about this at the senior leadership level.
Really?
Oh yeah, like I had 100 and something thousand followers.
Yeah.
Like things would get like 40 million impressions in a year.
Yeah.
So they were like, hey,
So you were a bit notorious within the company.
I wasn't being notorious. I was doing my job.
You were a bit notorious, like infamous.
They
okay.
knew, yeah.
So people random people would know you, I guess. Okay.
And I think it was good and bad. So like when it was time for promotion, the promotion I got, I didn't apply. Someone was like, hey, talk to Toby.
Yeah.
And I got the job.
Yeah.
And then even when it was time to negotiate, I just said, listen,
oh man, that is cold. That is so cold.
She's like,
man.
hey, this is the job. I was like, listen, I have what I have. You're telling me to come do a harder job.
Yeah.
If I just stay here, I make this much.
Yeah.
So you have to give me this.
Was worth it.
Yeah, it has to be worth it for me to take some of my creative energy to come do it. She's like, we can do it. I'm like, I need it in writing. Give me it in writing and I'll do the interview. Yeah. So I went into the interview. I prepped for 40 hours. I knew the other guy. I knew I was going to prep for 40 hours. And again, he was better than me.
Yeah.
But you can't outwork me.
Yeah.
So I was up 3 a.m., put in the work.
Yeah.
Got the job in 2 days. I think it was like 100% pay increase.
That's crazy.
And I was like, okay, now we're talking.
And how long were you there before you left?
A year and a half.
Okay.
So for a year and a half in one job, a year and a half in the other job, customer success, then team lead.
Okay.
And I learned things in each one, right? How to run a business in the first, how to run a team in the second. And so by the time I left, it was like a master's program. I learned it was like a master's in entrepreneurship.
Wow. I'm sorry, but that saying in a negotiation, in a negotiation meeting is cold, and I think you should use that story more for sure. So the flip side, people that do want to stay in their jobs, or people that want to like grow in their jobs and like hit levels, manager, director, all that stuff, right? I know you're big on like networking and like just expanding your network. How could people build the network internally and I guess externally, but more internally?
I have a very, I think, unique approach to networking in the sense that like you have two options. You can either be a movement or you can be a magnet. When you're a movement, it is on your calendar, connect with 5 people every week. And you can basically create a forcing function for growing your network. When you're a magnet, which means you essentially are the best at what you do, you will just attract a network. So people will ask you to come do things because you're the one that does it like this.
They gravitate
towards you. So I've always picked the magnet option for the simple reason that it's easier.
Yes, less time too.
Way less time. And so my thing was by posting on LinkedIn every day at 10 a.m., I got featured in Business Insider. Come interview, we saw you. Global News. Come interview, we saw you. Come do this, we saw you. Come speak, we saw you. And I was like, okay, why would I create a forcing function when I can keep the 10 hours?
That in itself is a forcing function, right?
Yeah,
people come into you.
Exactly. So I think my network has now become very much a function. And then there are unique times where I will force the function, but I have the energy to do it. I'll go try and reach out to a millionaire, reach out to someone that I really, really aspire to talk to or what. And I have the energy to do it and I want to do it, right? But for the most part, I've accepted that if this is my definition of success, time, then this is the thing I must protect the most, time. So networking, you have two options. You can force it, which will work. Or you can essentially just go, I'm the best at this. Yeah. And what happens when you're the best? Someone says, oh, you should talk to...
People always want to work.
They want it. And so to me, once you understand what it is that you're good at, your job is to go, okay, do I want to? Because if you are good, like what I'm doing now, if I were to create a forcing function, which means I'm going to do a YouTube video every day for the next 3 years. Impossible for it not to create a movement.
You said recently one of your newsletters, which I love, by the way. I know you don't do them as much anymore, but I think there was so much information in those newsletters. So if you're thinking of starting them again, please do. I think you mentioned 45% of internal hires are from referrals, and this goes to the network point also, that like you have a strong network, you would move vertically. I also want to talk about sponsorship versus mentorship, and what the difference is, and what should people have both? Should they opt for one over the other? Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, I think mentorship is people sharing their knowledge with you, and sponsorship is people sharing their power with you. And when I learned that was at Shopify, was seeing someone go like, you know what, I'll teach you what I know, and watching my skill grow, watching my career accelerate, right? But when I met a sponsor.
I love how your face changes.
No, there's some people you're like, okay, I'm learning. And then you meet a sponsor that with a text, with a message, you're in a different room. I was like, whoa, this is very different, because this is someone I barely talk to. I didn't learn that much from them, right? And so I think you need both if you're going to. My goal was never to hit the pinnacle in my career. My goal was to be happy, and so that's why even in career coaching, it was very hard to coach like VPs, because I'm like, I don't know what you're dealing with. I can't relate to you. Yeah, right? I'm like, I don't know what a budget, I don't know what you're dealing with, right? So when it comes to like, okay, I want to go as far as possible in my career, you need people that are, at 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps ahead of you, that are willing to say, this is how I did what I did. These are the mistakes I made so that you make less mistakes. These are the people I know so that you can meet those people. Yeah. But you also need like a godfather. You need someone that can say, I'll talk to John. And those people can sponsor you. And a mentor can be a sponsor. Yes. Right? And a sponsor can be a mentor. Yes. They're very interchangeable. But the result is what varies. One leaves you with, I now know more. One leaves you with, I now have more. Right? And so I think there was a very, very big distinction when I started to go through my career.
I love that. Do you have any mentors that you can share that I guess mentors more people that you look up to that like have helped you throughout your career, and what the impact they've had on you?
Yeah. There were 2 in my 20s. Okay. Super grateful for them. Neil, IBK. So Neil, when I was doing hoverboards, Neil looked at my resume and went, why didn't you put that your $10,000 sale of hoverboards is, on your resume? Why isn't it on your resume? And he took 2 days, redid my resume. Yeah. And he taught me so much. He taught me like that you could double your salary every year. Like, you can't double your salary there. Like Google says 3%, bro. But this guy was doubling his salary every year. Neil, how are you doing this? So he taught me so much. And even when it came to surrender, he was one of the people that gave us money. Oh, bro, surrender was never gonna make it, but he was still like, you know what, I see something.
That's the clothing brand. Right?
Yes, and so Neil was more a mentor than a sponsor. IBK was very much also like more sponsor than mentor, because he was the one that referred me to Shopify in 2017 before I applied. Yeah. As soon as he found out I was laid off, he had apparently already referred me. Wow. So I got into like the last interview, and every year I'd go back, and he would tell me stories, here's how to get in, but he would also like do what he could, right? I remember when I got into Shopify, the 7th attempt, he gave me his credit card. He's like, buy whatever you want for dinner, And so both of them shaped my 20s, right? Like, and career-wise, they were the people I looked up to the most. And then I have what I call like, mentors from afar. Never met them, probably never will. Some are dead. but I'll like study their podcasts, watch the way they live. So a lot of my entrepreneurship mentors I've never met. I just went, I like how you live, so I'm going to study how you did it.
Like can you give us some examples of those?
Jim Rohn. A lot of my quotes are just Jim Rohn quotes.
Okay.
Back when I was in network marketing, Jim Rohn is like OG network marketing. Alex Hormozy, right? You know, there's a lot of things I don't follow because I think he's the extreme. But there are a lot of things that I've watched that I'm like, yo, you know, I read $100 million offers. That year we tripled 3 skills because I was like, yeah, this works, right? There's others that I can think of, but those 4 people
and you
like
said the core.
pivotal. Yeah.
Right. Taking you back to your 3 skills days a little bit. What are the biggest mistakes you see people make when job hunting? And what are the things people should be doing when job hunting?
I think back then it was so different. Jobs were readily available. All you had to do was breathe. Someone was going to find you.
Yes.
I think now you have to be super intentional, right? Like, where are you most likely to stand out? You know, the other thing is you also need those relationships now more than ever. So many jobs are never posted online. The company doesn't want to go through the hiring process. I talked to a hiring manager. He's like, we posted a role 24 hours later. We have 2,000 applicants. Like, why? Why would we do that?
That's stressful for them.
Right? So I think you need to be in relationships, you know, connecting with people. And that's going to open up a lot more doors. And then the final thing is you absolutely have to have an online presence. And it doesn't have to be posting on LinkedIn, right? But just be visible. Let someone call you because they saw you somewhere, you know? And so many of the job opportunities I got after I left Shopify that I didn't take just came from, we saw you on LinkedIn. I mean, that's such a cheat code. You can now break in. So yes, you're optimized, you're applying to jobs, but you're also building relationships. And then if you're also online, now, I mean, it's a matter of time.
That is true. And the market has changed also.
Oh, man.
Like you said, back in the day, people would be in your DMs would be full. Yeah. But now it's like
scarce.
Even if you get hired now, you could get laid off.
Well, it's just all around profit and margins now. And I think for a lot of people, it's understanding like you're more replaceable now than ever. And what I hated about interviewing was like I was begging you as an interviewer to put food on my table. And I couldn't stand that you would just say no. How can you just, you know,
me?
I'm begging you.
You think you can say no to me?
I'll do the job, you know.
Especially when you know you can do the job. I
can do the job.
It's more like, it's more humiliating a little bit. Like this is, like I have more to offer you than you have to offer me almost, if anything. I just need what you have to offer me. I just need
a chance. And it was also so up in the air what it was. I remember there was a guy, you know, attempt 4, 5, and 6 at Shopify. It was the same guy.
Oh shit!
And the guy did not like it was so obvious.
He just wasn't going for
you. Can I get another interviewer?
Can I speak to a manager? Can I speak
to a manager, please?
Can I speak?
This guy. There was a point. My 6th attempt. 10 people applied. They invited, not even applied. They invited 10 people to apply. They hired 9.
Who was the one?
This guy.
No, I'll be sick.
What? I'd already packed my desk at my work.
Oh,
I'd already cleaned it. I even used Lysol, cleaned everything, organized my files. I took stuff home. I was just waiting on the call. They called me and said, "Hey, is this Toby?" I said, "Of course." You know, tell me what was the good. They said, "Well, he thinks you're still a little green." I said, "No, I'm a black man."
Oh man.
And that was it. You know, so I think just how up in the air it was, you know, that was also one of the forcing functions to get me out of corporate. I was like, I can't beg you to put food on my table. This is ridiculous.
I agree. I want to ask, we touched on this a little bit, but I want to ask, why should people write their obituary? You touched on like yours, but what does that do? Like, why should you write your obituary?
So the eulogy.
Sorry, eulogy.
Yeah,
not
so the
obituary. That's crazy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Why should
don't
people,
write your obituary?
Don't write
please.
your obituary. Why should people write their eulogy?
Your eulogy is essentially your clarity. A lot of the success that we think we want is just what we've seen other people get. My dad wanted me to be a civil engineer because he knew of a very successful civil engineer. I wanted to have 7 houses, 7 cars because someone else had to. So what the eulogy did was it stripped back a lot of the comparison, a lot of the projections. It stripped back even a lot of the limitations. At the end of your life, what do you want your wife to say about you? Point 1. Wrote it down. In third, it's over. Third person. Toby was present. What do you want your friends to say about you? Toby never missed a birthday. What do you want your community to say about you? Toby was incredibly generous. What do you want your coworkers to say about you? Toby, what do you want your kids to say about you? And those were the 5 things I wrote. And they were, again, 3 pages long. When I moved to France, I rewrote it because I'd accomplished so much between 23 and 28 that when I moved to France, one of my CEO was like, I think you should rewrite it because it was 16 pages long. And it's just even less limitation because now I've actually done what I wanted to do. And it just gave me clarity. So now I can look at someone, human, comparison is human, right? But I can look at someone and within minutes turn that comparison into inspiration.
So instead of going the feeling bad way, you go like they inspire you, basically.
If I see something great, immediately because one, the world is big enough, right? Like there's 4.4 billion people online. If you're doing it, I can do it. In fact, we can do it together if we want, right? So there's no the comparison, I wouldn't say disappears, but it reduces. Yeah. And then the other thing is the focus. Bro, I'm on a mission. And so things come in. Oh, Toby, will raise, do you want to? I remember we looked at the term sheet for the money. Like, no, bro. The guy started, you're not going to accept. How about we don't want the money that you're giving, And it was just, even, I remember people were like, you didn't take them. I'm like, okay, where am I taking it to? And it just gives you so much focus and clarity. And I try to explain, it's like driving in fog versus driving on a very clear day. Like both of us are driving, but I have a quicker reaction time. I can go faster, right? And I think that's what the eulogy has done for me. It's just, I know that this, everything works. Every business works. And I know that I can just do this and do it really, really well and build the life that I want. And everything else, someone raised, one of my friends sold for 30 million pounds, sold his company for 30 million pounds. I was just happy for him. I should have it. Should is not.
That should have been me.
But should is not. I'm like, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
And then I went, okay, how'd you do it? And he told me, I was like, okay. And I swear, I was like, okay, I don't want to do that. I was like, what you just said, the price you paid for that 30 million, I'm not willing to pay it. It's not in my plan. So if I don't make 30 million, I'm fine with it. If we do it my way, I'm fine with it. But it just gives you that clarity to be like, you know what, it's fine.
That's amazing. Something is an exercise I think I'm definitely going to do. I've noticed something. I think you mentioned how disorganized, scatterbrained you are, but it seems like you also you think a lot, and you think when things come your way, you're not reactive and just saying yes or no. You think things through. But those two things don't go to people that are usually they're very all over the place. Okay, yes, blah, blah, but you seem to think things through. Why is that so important? Because the reason I say so, you spoke now about someone tells you to make 30 million. The first thing is like, I want to make 30 million, right? But you hear it and you're like, no, I don't want to. You turn down a couple promotions. Again, some people will take that promotion, even if it's like a means to an end for another thing, right? And you've mentioned a few other things here. It's like, okay, I don't want this. How important is being thoughtful and thinking to you? And, is that something people should do more, basically?
Yeah, I mean, the truth is you don't want a lot of things.
Yeah,
you just want them because someone wants them or someone has them. All my friends are software engineers. When they start making money, I mean, you're talking, you guys, you'll be calling numbers that Glassdoor doesn't have space for, So I remember I was making maybe 60K when we started hanging out. I'm like, these numbers you're calling, are you sure that is feasible?
And what are you hearing at that time? You're hearing
I'm hearing 200, I'm hearing 250. I'm like, 2? Do you mean 1?
That gets deposited into your account.
I'm like,
weekly.
What? I remember I asked one of my friends, net. Yeah, I'm like, net. What enters your account every 2 weeks? He's like, why do you want to know? Just answer the question. Yeah. I think he said like 12,000. And so what it did for me, I was like, okay, I can't code. This is a big problem.
And you don't want to learn how to code?
I got a course.
Really?
Yeah. 5 minutes in, I quit. I never looked at that course again. I pressed enter. The thing said error, bug. And I never opened it again. So I went, okay, I can't become an engineer. But to know it was feasible was all I needed to know. And so I was like, okay, we just need to find a way. And mine was entrepreneurship. So I started hacking. How are we going to do it? At the end of the day, if you're not thoughtful around the price you're willing to pay, there's an old Bible verse. Guy starts building a house, doesn't count the cost. Then house isn't finished, everyone laughs. And for me, it was like, what price am I willing to pay for this? And how do I do it my way? So I see the big picture. I'm like a visionary. I can actually paint you a picture with my words. This is exactly what we are going to become. And I said it to my CEO. I tapped my COO from a chief product officer role at a startup.
Wow.
I said to her, we will build a company where we can do millions of dollars without working 40 hours a week because we're so intentional around how we do it. And she came.
Wow.
So it's like, I can build now. How do you build a company? That these are the details. This is where I always solve that detail with people. I will always bring on people smarter than me in this area, this area, this area, this area. Buy back my time, goal 1, because that's the ultimate goal. Then make sure that we can move faster and do more, right? And scale revenue. So it's understanding, like, if you're very thought through around, like, this is the vision. These are the steps that we need to hit. The detail of those steps. Like, think of this room. I'm looking at this room. I immediately was like, I know exactly what you're going for. Do you know what an XLR is?
XLR?
Yeah.
Is that a camera?
No, but your producer knows. Right? You know the vision.
Yeah.
She knows the details.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that's pretty much how I think of building these businesses.
So when you have that vision, when things are coming left, right, you're like, this is not on the path.
This is the vision.
And that vision also passes the eulogy test.
100%. It doesn't enter without it. I make decisions like this. When you texted me, I don't know how fast I got back to you.
It was very quick.
Yeah. It was like, I'll make time for it, no problem.
Yeah.
Because it was like, this, and this align with this.
Yeah.
Right?
That's something I need to learn and trying to learn. Like, I think indecision comes from sometimes not having a goal or like a plan or path, right? Because then you're trying to figure out, like, does this fit in my future? But if you knew clearly that what that future was, like you said, you don't think twice about it. You're like, this is a yes or no. This is not this. Oh, this is great. Let's put it in, right? We'll fit it in, kind of thing. So I think that's very important for people to be thoughtful around, like, their futures.
Well, a lot of people get in the car, start driving. Where are you going? Well, you don't know. Like, you're building your career that way. You put something in the GPS. Now you know at the next light, turn left.
Yeah.
At the next, you see traffic here. What do? You just go the other.
Sometimes you don't even need to look at it continuously.
You know
that, like,
for 73 miles.
I am on this road.
You're
right?
on this,
Yeah.
and I think that's what that eulogy gives you. Is like I know that if this business fails.
Yeah.
So I remember in January, February, we started a business. We had a 4,000 person wait list. We launched. It flopped. I'm talking $100, $200 revenue. Terrible.
Wow.
My COO is panicking. I'm like, what are you panicking for?
Yeah.
Pivot. March, April, May. We matched 3 skills 5-year revenue in 4 months.
Wow.
And she's like, this is insane. I'm like, we have on the GPS, we have a destination.
Yeah.
We turned right. The road was closed. We don't go, okay, pack it up, burn the car, let's go home. No, we just turn back.
Why do you think people don't have that vision for themselves? I have my theories, but why do you think most people are not clear on their future?
Because you're just inundated by the world. Become this, become that, do this, do that. You know, like you don't stop long enough to think like, what do I want? I don't want to be a millionaire. To just look at it. What am I going to, okay, it says 2.45 million in CIBC bank account. That doesn't do anything for me. But, okay, this person is struggling with tuition. Not let's donate, GoFundMe. Let's pay the tuition.
Yeah.
This person needs a car. Let's get the car.
I need a vacation that I don't have to take PTO for.
When I started doing my year of traveling, where do we want to go? Okay, how do we want to go? Business, no problem. How long do we want to stay? 3 weeks, no problem. Not, okay, if we can afford the...
I have 5 days
If I can
vacation
fit
here.
this $40, okay, let's not do Uber Eats tonight. Like that's what I didn't want, right? So I think when you decide, here is what I actually want. This is how I want to live on a day by day. I don't have an alarm. The day I left Shopify, I turned off my alarms.
Oh.
It was like, I was like, finally, no alarms. And when I moved to Europe because I can wake up with no alarm at 10, go to the gym at 11, have my smoothie or whatever, start work at 2, and it's 8 a.m. here. I'm the most productive in the afternoon and the most creative at night. So I've essentially optimized my entire... That's why our business is doing so well. We had our first 6-figure month, and I did 10-hour weeks.
Oh.
Because we were so optimized that we could do in 10 hours what would take 40, 50, 60, right? So I think that's... People just need to slow down.
Yeah.
Yes, you can become a TikTok star. Yes, you can do SaaS and raise money. Everything works.
Yeah.
But what do you want? And then you can kind of slow down.
Why France? Why Paris?
Central.
Okay.
You can take a flight anywhere. We went to Morocco for $50. You know, like that's what I'm talking about.
I'm sick.
All right. So it was Paris, Lisbon, or London. Those are the 3 options. London's too expensive. Very, very busy. Terrible weather. Lisbon, Portuguese, further south. Like I think it would be my second choice. But Paris was, me and my wife speak French. I used to live there. We had some friends there. Very central, right? Like we basically spent like maybe a third of our time in Paris. The rest has been outside, just traveling. So that's been the reason why. But it was just like, what do we want? We got an apartment right here. We want quiet, close to the airport. And we essentially just like took time to. It took me like 4 months to find the apartment.
Oh, why leave Canada? Any statement that starts with more is always a great one.
I think with Canada, like one, the weather. I never liked the weather, especially in Ottawa. Like it was cold, and when it's cold, you don't get to see that many people. You know, so I didn't like that. 2 was it just became very expensive. Like my money I was making money to pay bills, so I was making more, but it was just more, right? So I didn't like that much. I think the weather was the biggest driving force. And then the other thing was I grew up moving around. So I think I went to like 13 schools in my,
Wow.
So I wanted to see more, you know. And I think in 2022, when we did our first Euro trip for a month, we were in Capri off the Amalfi Coast. I was eating fish, and I look and I was like, that day was the day I was like, I'm leaving. Next year, I'm leaving. It just like pushed my timeline. Because at first I was like, no timeline, no timeline.
Yeah.
That day I was like, we need to see more of the world. And that was it.
Capri would do that to you.
Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you that.
You guys went, no?
Yeah.
Oh,
the Amalfi Coast would make you want to leave Canada as soon as possible.
I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm seeing the yachts, I'm seeing the water. I can see the fish in the water even. You know, the one they caught is that one, John.
And,
you know.
and John is about to be eaten by someone, right? Yeah. It's funny you say you moved schools. I moved schools, and 13 is a bit crazy, but I moved schools a bit, and obviously moved countries and I love to travel.
Yeah.
I love it. I love seeing different ways of life. I love hearing different languages, architecture, food, even like the roads, driving. I just enjoy seeing like this big world of ours, right? Yeah. And I wonder if like that, like you said, that ties to like childhood and like,
of course.
Because I met someone recently that like never traveled as a kid, and it's like, it's okay being in Canada. Like if maybe you take one trip every like 4 or 5 years, I'm like, I would shrivel if I
know people that don't have passports. I don't like.
That's crazy. I think traveling is so eye-opening. And I think that's something that you also really enjoy.
Love it. I love.
How many countries have you been to? Do you keep count?
I have an app, you know, but I want more, you know, but because when I counted it was like 7% of the world. That's like all of these
like
places,
just
7%. So I think it's something I want to keep doing. Like we're very much at a point where we're like, let's get it out of our system because the kid talk is starting. My mom is calling me. When am I? I'm like, listen, this is not a Costco delivery. You know, like when am I getting?
Costco delivery.
I think we're like, okay, let's see as much of the world as we can.
While we can,
and also like we've hacked it. We have the time and the money to go and do it and stay in a nice place. It almost
feels like a waste if you don't, right?
I feel like I hit the lottery. You know, the conversation this week with my wife was, why would I do more? And it's a very terrible place to be as an entrepreneur. Comfortable. As someone that has never truly been comfortable. I was a need-trepreneur. There are entrepreneurs, wantrepreneurs, and need-trepreneurs. So I was a need-trepreneur. We had to contribute to my brother's tuition. We had to. Like, they were like, we had to close on that house. Like, it was do or die. And so I became a need-trepreneur. Now, I'm like, on the other side, I'm like, what do we want to do? Do we want to triple the business? Do we want to just hold? And I think I have to be very careful not to slip.
Not to become complacent.
Yeah, complacent into like, you know what, this is good enough. Because it's not.
Yeah. I think even if you do become slightly complacent, I don't see you as the kind of person that would stay there.
No, it wouldn't last too long.
Exactly. LinkedIn.
Yes.
260K plus followers, 200 million plus impressions, over 2 million likes, over 100,000 shares. These are what you call statistics. These are real. These are real stats. Talk me through making your first million on LinkedIn.
I mean, the first post that went viral, 200,000-300,000 impressions, I was like, okay, using my hyper-focused brain over a long enough period, this will compound. And I say to all of the people I consult with, like, compound interest is your ability to stay interested in something enough, long enough for it to compound. And so the first year, 4 million impressions, I was like, yo, I started in May. So that means if we just keep going, next year should be bigger. 10 a.m. every weekday. So the second year, I didn't even change a single thing. I wake up, shower, eat, post. It was just like part of my day. And so the second year, I got 11 million impressions. We tripled, not even tripled, 2021. So that was the year we did 160 something thousand the first time, and I kept my job, And so the year after that, 2022, I was like, there's data behind this. And again, my job is to find the simplest way to do things because my North Star is time. So 2022, I started studying like, why did this work? Can it be repeated? And that was the year I went from 11 million impressions 2021 to 77 million in 2022. And I went viral on Reddit. I went viral on Instagram. Went viral on TikTok. And I don't have accounts. People were just taking the content and it was just good content.
Yeah.
So I was getting better at writing. I understood the data. I was being very consistent. And then 2023, same thing. Like we just kept going, look at the data. So I look at my previous winners, make a decision. What do we create, right? And then I learned how to drive traffic to different offers. So first year was just, okay, people see it, but I learned the art of conversion. And that was where I made all my money, was 10,000 people see something. Can you get 10 of them to part ways with something that they believe in, that they want to do?
Yeah.
That was where we started to really, really scale businesses because it was, okay, 168,000, 2021, 2022 was like 330,000. 2023 was like 407. So we started to like see all of the, yes, we're getting traffic, but because we have better tools to convert and a better understanding of, we don't have, I think I've maybe converted less than 1% of my audience to customers.
Yeah.
But I understand how to do that, right? And this year was just, I had all the time, right? So we just turned it all on, turned on ads as well, because now with ads, I had all the data. Here's what works.
Yeah.
So we were getting like, I remember our first month, the guy called me, he's like, Toby, this is unusual. I'm like, what happened? He's like, you're getting 10x return on investment. I'm like, then spend more. Why are you calling me, bro?
Yeah.
Double the ad spend, And so it's been cool to do what we've done using the same formula.
Yeah.
Every day. And people, how did you get 200 million impressions? I was like, I didn't have a plan to get 200 million impressions. But if over 4 years you do something every day at 10 a.m., do free throws every day at 10 a.m., do talk, practice, do anything every day at 10 a.m. for 4 years. If you are not successful, I don't know. Like you're on,
Yeah, I know what you mean. The consistency is key.
Yeah.
How much would you say you've made from LinkedIn so far, total?
Probably like 1.5, something like that.
Like 1.5 million.
Yeah, 1.5 million.
And do you have a goal, or is just you're squeezing that lemon, or the juice out of that lemon as much as possible?
Like I said, I'm already beyond my dreams. Everything here is.
Yeah.
From here on.
This is extra.
This is extra. Yeah. Like, where do we want to go? What do we want to do? Where do we want to stay? How long do we want to? Who do I want to see? I show up in a city. I just text who I want to see. We don't need to announce it. I don't need to post. I don't care what you think about me. I've hit that. So the money is just so exciting. Because when we go out now, before we split the bill, we don't split the bill. Someone wants to, my sister came to visit. You don't worry about the hotel. My mom needs something. No. And so now it's just extra. Like it's just made me more of who I am, right? And giving me more. So the number is not necessarily the goal. I think in my 30s, once I turned 30, I was like, if we have a number, will it motivate us more? Will it help us move faster? And I think it might, but I haven't picked the number yet. I'm still like, can we grow the business at this pace with less than 5 people?
I would love to see that number. I think it would be a crazy number. Knowing you, I think it would be a wild estimate. Quickly, like what I think you've spoken about steps. Like, what steps could people take to making their first 1,000 on LinkedIn? Just like they want to get on this train, they want to like maximize the power, because there's a lot of power in LinkedIn people don't know about, right?
Yeah, of
and
course.
it seems like that's something you've really highlighted. Like LinkedIn, like that's probably people's first reaction most of the time. Like, what do you mean? Like not YouTube, not TikTok, not like LinkedIn. But yeah, how can people go along that path?
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn is interesting because everyone knows it's the job platform, right? It has done an incredible job branding itself as that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it still has 1 billion users. 1 billion of anything is big. That's like my first point, right? So with LinkedIn, the fastest way to generate revenue is to package and sell your knowledge. You can sell it to people who are 5 years behind you. You can sell it to companies that don't want to hire someone full time. You can sell it to companies that need consultants. Those are like the 3 fastest ways to generate revenue. So you're good at copywriting. A company doesn't need to hire an $80K a year copywriter, pay benefits, all this stuff. Just text them, I'll do your 4 emails, $3K a month, and you control your time, right? So the gig economy is coming very, very fast, right? So when it comes to creating content on LinkedIn, I always start with just tell the story of how you went from 5 years ago to now. Every story has infinite angles. If you ask everybody in this room, what did you learn in this podcast? Everyone has a different story. You as a person remember different things. So you're actually an endless well of content. What you need to understand is how do you tell that content in a way that makes someone who doesn't care about you care about you. And that's where I teach a lot of frameworks. One of the frameworks is Freytag's pyramid, which is you start with a hook. Then you go into a rising action, climax, falling action, takeaway. So now you can hook people into a story, get them to where you want to get them to, and leave them with a lesson, right? So if you're going to start on LinkedIn, don't start, people start by, today I got promoted. I don't care that you got promoted. I'm sorry. I didn't get promoted, so I don't care that.
If anything, I'm making
if you're making me angry, I'm muting you for getting promoted. So I think it's 4 years ago, I was making $30,000 as a software engineer. This is where I started. This is what I did. Here are the 4 steps I took. Don't give up. Now I can draw inspiration from that, right? And you do that long enough, then you start to look at the data. Then you get a community. There's a little formula. It's like, okay, your job isn't to do everything. It's better to stack than to juggle. You can build things way bigger by stacking stuff. So you stack consistency. Just for the first 30 days, just pick a time post every day at that time. Then you stack data, which is, okay, what worked, what didn't. Then you stack community. Okay, 4 of us, let's all do it. Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Because this person learned something that you would have learned next year. You learned it today. So I have a mastermind of people that I helped on LinkedIn. I think we've done like 3 million combined. This person learned something the same day. It's in the group chat. I'm doing it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Changes everything.
Oh. That's real gems. Like I said, I don't know if it's grammatically correct calling you a gemstone, because gemstone is about these are a lot of gems. This question is a bit of a left turn, but you've been vocal about this, and I'm curious about it. Like, why is it so important to marry the right person?
Wow, bro. Distraction. I mean, I have friends that are married. I have friends that are not. The mental space it takes. She didn't text me back. This one ghosted. So your brain is in a constant state of fear, anxiety, or you're constantly looking for approval. So there's so many things that it took away from me in terms of like, I'm coming home and I don't know who I'm coming home to. I'm not coming home to anybody, and then it then added a new layer, which is I can be so bold outside because I'm so safe here. I can fail completely and come home. My wife doesn't care how many followers I have, how many people liked my post today, how much money I made. All I have here is everything I need. My entire identity is not in the followers I have or the content I make or in the business I built, but in the fact that I'm loved regardless of what I do today. And guys especially have this thing where a lot of our identity comes from what we accomplish, how much we make. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. That is, you can't provide, you will feel low, right? And so when I got married,
Early, by the way.
early 24, I realized, first of all, I married a real one. We grew up, when we decided to get married, very different from, because you guys got married later on, right? How old are you?
29.
Okay, so we got married. I remember I was so broke. I had 500 in my account. She had 300. We're like, let's get married.
Really?
No, I'm not exaggerating. We had an IKEA bed, a Kijiji couch that we got $500. IBK gave us his spare table and the TV from his basement.
Oh.
That was all we had. That was where we started. So my goal was, we need to get married. Her goal was, we need to get married. Our parents helped, right? And then we had a very special friend that gave us $4,000, Tangerine Bank, the credit card. That was, we barely made it. Called all my uncles and aunties, like, this is your time to shine. Send money.
Wow.
And so we got across the line, but we had nothing. And so from that moment, though, what we knew was we have each other and we have a vision. We want to be the most generous people that we can, and we need to figure out how to do that. My wife studied nursing. She went into banking, went into Uber, working at the offices, went into real estate, and then ended up at Shopify with me. We did whatever we needed. I started businesses. We both met at a church, and we essentially were just like, okay, if all we have is each other, that's enough. So let's go build a life, right? So I think it changed. I come home, I just go cuddle my wife. Shopify didn't accept me, we cuddle. Business failed, I cry, I'm safe. So the psychological safety gives me the rest of my brain.
Platform.
Now I just have ideas. We just, okay, let's do this. And there's no, but I have to worry about if this person goes to me and what I have to, so it just changed everything, which is why I believe, like, I don't necessarily believe in like the institution of marriage, but I believe in the principles, which is, okay, you have your person, you're safe. And now together you can go build what you want to build, right? So it changed everything for me, man. And it's why I'm so passionate about relationships. Like I keep trying to set people up. I keep trying to start companies where I can get this person.
Matchmaker.
I've tried so many times.
Maybe that's the next business
No,
idea.
No. I had a wait list of 40 people.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, these girls messaged me, okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a guy. What are you looking for? These guys messaged me.
Okay.
I looked at what people were looking for. I was like, you guys need to figure this out on your own. You want 6'4" out of all the 5'8" guys. You want supermodel. I was like, everything just, you guys figure it out.
Right?
I washed my hands.
It reminds me of, I think we support the same team, Arsenal.
Yeah.
And how within the space of, I think, like 3 years, all the players got married.
Yeah.
And I think that actually affects performance, like
100%
in any aspect of life. Like, and we know the stats of like, okay, married men make more than non-married men. Married men with kids make more than, like, do we know all these stats, right? We know that there's benefits. There's obviously combined income, all this stuff. Like, we know these things.
Tons,
right?
yeah.
I think marriage also has bad PR, which in itself, I think in life, if you go off PR for a lot of things, you'll be very misled.
PR is bought.
You'll be very, very misled. So I do agree with you, and I must say, like, your explanation of why it's important to marry the right person, apart from almost making me cry, I think it's a nice way to wrap this up and go into quick fire questions.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. We try to make this quick fire, but you know how people are. We'll try our best.
Yeah.
What's your favorite restaurant anywhere?
Enish, London.
That is.
Enish, if you're watching this, you have changed my life. I don't know how many people are brought. I deserve commission. I want to franchise. Like, I'm a believer. If Enish was
Paris.
no, not Paris. They don't deserve you. If Enish was a church, I would be a deacon. Like, wow.
Yes, I've been to Enish in Dubai and in London. And yes, they have something. I saw an interview once with the owner, and they know what they're doing.
They
I
know what they're doing.
I wish them all the success in the world because they've made me very happy.
Yeah, same, bro.
Next question. Favorite travel destination or favorite city? If it's different, you could give two different cities.
Yeah, it's Amalfi Coast.
That's your favorite travel destination.
Favorite travel. That whole curve and the island of Capri.
Positano, Capri.
Yes,
and
Sorrento. Even I had Sorrento. Like, honestly, beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, you will leave there going, I can work harder.
I went there like in 2019, and like at this point, like I'm still trying to figure out my career. Like I wouldn't say like I had a lot of money, or we just really wanted to travel. And we loved Italy, and I think just there's sometimes I travel. Very rarely does it happen, but I get to a place and I'm just quiet. And I don't know if I got this from like my dad. I don't know where I got this from. I'm just quiet. Like, you know, when your mind is just like, wow. But also, wow, in terms of this is beautiful, but this is how human beings should be living. And this is what I deserve for myself. And I'm going to try to get this.
Yes.
You know, and that's how I felt in Amalfi. Just pulling up from the boat, seeing like, I'm just like, this is
incredible.
And then also like there's the God side of like, God is amazing.
Yes.
When I travel, like I recently took a trip to South America. I started in Mexico City, which is North America, but then I went to Colombia and Brazil. And I'm just like, God is so like amazing, you know?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, traveling makes you want to travel more.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
You catch the bug.
But it also makes you want to like double your hustle, basically.
Yeah.
And I think Amalfi Coast, like I said, it will do that to you.
Oh, it changed my life.
I don't think you will get tired of Amalfi Coast ever.
No, you just go back and you're just reminded, you know, like I swam in the Blue Grotto. I'm like, what?
You
know, so yeah, I think that's definitely my favorite still.
Favorite business you started?
Yeah, definitely Founder's Blueprint. The one that I'm running right now.
Right now, okay. Lagos, Ottawa, or Paris?
Lagos. I can't think. I love my people, but no, I would definitely do Paris.
Really?
Yeah. I went back to Lagos for the first time in 8 years last year. I mean, you just see the good and the bad, right? But if Lagos was functioning, I'd live in Lagos. You know, like I want to be around my people.
Yeah.
But Paris right now is a dream. I don't have a car. I just go out and I enter the train. Someone drives me. You know, like, and I think the freedom it has given me has been so refreshing. As a firstborn, to just be, you know, able to move, like, you know,
unshackled.
It has honestly been, so Paris.
Biggest purchase you ever made?
I want that house. Scotiabank.
No Scotiabank catching strays.
No. The house was our biggest purchase. I'm not very materialistic. I've tried to be.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've tried to like get into like, because a lot of my friends are into like the names and like the brands. So I've actually tried like, you know what, let me actually, and I found out like the Gucci belt was the same function as the normal belt.
Yeah.
And no matter how many times I tried, even when I could afford it, I literally, I buy the shoe, maybe stew falls on the shoe. I don't even, it doesn't.
Stu is crazy. Stu is crazy. You could have gone with any verse. You could have gone with anything, Stu. It's insane. But it gets stained.
But I'm just like, this is the same stain. So even there are things that I'll spend on.
Yeah.
Like I will, if it's a 5+ hour flight, I will fly business. And I'll do it like on it.
I was going to ask, what are your like pleasures?
It's travel. Like I would do the 5-star hotel, and I'll get everything on the menu. So we'll spend what we're supposed to spend on the Prada, on
Gucci.
the food, and I think maybe it'll change, later on. But honestly, like I'm very big on experiences. So
I was going to say I made a decision early in my life, and when I got married with my wife, that our biggest expenses would probably be experiences. Like we might not, maybe we're not really big on like the brands here and there. It's not, but I would pay anything for a good experience, because I feel like that's what life is about in the end. Like if you've seen my social media, I've been bungee jumping, I've been skydiving. It doesn't have to be that extreme, right? But like again, I'll pay for like good food, culinary experience. I'll pay for that, right?
100%.
I'll pay to see like a cave in like Brazil. I would pay to like swim with like sharks. I would just to see life, and I think it goes hand in hand with like traveling, right?
Yes.
Like just want to explore the world, but also have those experiences. Basically.
That's exactly for my 30th. I mean, we went there financially, because we were in the Cayman Islands, and we didn't even know that the Cayman dollar was stronger than the US dollar.
Wow.
So we were we were moving. And at the end, it moved us.
But no regrets.
Well, I would do it again, we swam with stingrays.
Wow.
We were cuddling stingrays, held starfish, like just stuff that like you will never forget.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'll never forgive stingrays. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what they did to our brother Steve.
Our extended family brother Steve Irwin. 3 dinner guests dead or alive.
Wow. Thierry Henry.
Oh man, that is
Thierry Henry.
That's uncle.
He's the reason I played soccer.
Same here.
Football. Sorry,
it's the reason I
sorry,
support.
TT.
It's the reason I support Arsenal.
The reason I support
got
Arsenal.
into, like,
Thierry Henry.
football,
I would probably do someone like Alex Hormozy.
That makes sense.
This dude is phenomenal. From nothing. I love From Nothing guys, because the From Something guys, they're lying, but the From Nothing guys, and then I would do Jim Rohn.
Okay.
So it's like literally football, business, and philosophy.
Okay.
Those are like my 3.
So I guess you're not really, your emphasis is not on chemistry. It's just more on like who you relate the most to.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. You guys, you gel.
Yeah.
Best year of your life so far?
This one. Whatever year this is, 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, we did everything. And me and my wife it's like we just got married. We actually renewed our vows. It was our 5-year anniversary this year.
Wow.
And it was just so special to live somewhere else, to travel, to do the countries, to not have the stress, to be so generous with our families, and also to like sit down with the business and scale it to 6 figures a month and just turn it on while still having no alarm. Like it was such a unique experience so far this year. And I'm so grateful that I didn't give up earlier because it feels that much better.
No. That's just beautiful. What is your hidden talent?
Hidden talent. I played the saxophone for a long time, but like I don't know if even the saxophone is hidden right now. So I don't even know if that's still
That's still a talent, right?
if that's still a talent.
Okay.
But that'd probably be the closest.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
One thing you would change about LinkedIn?
LinkedIn is very pretentious. So right now, like we're just playing a game. LinkedIn knows what it wants from us. We know what LinkedIn wants from us. I don't think I'm my authentic self on LinkedIn as I was when I first started.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I used to set people on fire in the comments. Like
wow.
we started off as authentic can be. I think now it's more of a game. Okay. You know, like we're creating content that LinkedIn wants to promote, but in our voice. And then a lot of the authenticity happens in person, in my coaching, in my events.
It's more transactional.
Yeah, it's more transactional. So I would let it run like TikTok.
I was gonna say, so
like
you want
TikTok, you know, you want to go Risa Tisa?
Yeah.
50-part fit, like, you know, like
the more you are yourself, the more you like.
Yes.
You're rewarded for being yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's a good spot. If you could go back in time and change one moment in history, your personal history, or like world history, what would it be, or would you go back anyways?
If I could change one, let me not do that one. In world history,
It could be your personal history also.
my personal history.
You could be selfish about it.
If I could go back in time, I would have. You know, let me just be honest. I genuinely would go back and, man, you've just confused me because there's so many things. I'm like, if I could pick one.
That's
Okay.
Okay.
That last season when Aston Villa scored. Because I was the joke of my group chat.
Oh,
and so I needed Arsenal to win. I already spent like $400 on merch.
Oh,
I went to 2 games. I spent thousands of dollars. I needed Pep to fail.
Toby, I feel like if you get me started, that's another episode of I freed up my May. I'm not kidding, for the parade.
Yeah.
And I know my friends at Cities, they would throw me again, but I was ready. The previous season, I wasn't sure because I had a feeling like, we might stumble. We're still immature.
I was already there mentally.
And you're in Euro, so you probably definitely be there for
No, it wasn't. Whatever was happening, we were going to be there.
And I remember, like, as it was getting closer, I'm like telling Christiana, like, okay, at some point, we need to book tickets.
Yeah.
We need to, like, you can't be too sure, but yeah. So that's why it's very painful.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, will I buy Amazon stock 1990? Will I buy Apple stock?
I actually thought it would be like football related. Like maybe you would have made it as a professional.
I would have been a turbo footballer, so we don't even need to go there. You know, one of my businesses that we're working on now is like we want to turn professional athletes into professional brands on LinkedIn, and it's something I'm passionate about. But I wouldn't change too much about my personal life. I think I just didn't want my friends to laugh last year.
I fully relate to that, and I think changing that would have changed my history too. So plus. Final question: North London is
red.
I love it. We do 2 closing questions on the show, and I'll go to them quickly. The first is, when you're back here in X number of years, however that long is, and you've made it, or your definition of making it, what does that look like?
I owe Scotiabank $0. Everything in my name is owned by me and my wife.
Complete ownership.
0. I owe nothing. And I've seen maybe 20% of the world.
I could give you some examples of what previous guests have said. Someone said a private chef. That's it. Like, that's their pinnacle. Like, once they have a private chef, they know they've made it. Someone said when they could retire their parents. Someone said a house with an external kitchen where they could host and cook for people.
Yeah.
So it's been a mix. I love yours of, like what you've mentioned. Do you have any other things that you would like to add to that making it section?
Yeah, like I want a Rolls Royce Cullinan.
Okay.
That's like, I picked, like I wanted a Tesla for 5 years and we just figured out how to get there.
Yeah.
So I want a Rolls Royce Cullinan, no particular reason. And And then I want my parents, like, the rest of their lives to be the best of their lives. Like, so I think I've just realized, like, there's not too much more that I can say, like, I really want. It would be stuff that, like, other people might think I should want. But, like, if I own everything, at that level, like, my generosity is beyond my eulogy. You know, and then my parents are happy, I'm happy.
You at
standard, peace. You know. And then the colon is just because I like the colon.
That's just like cherry on the cake.
It's just like,
I get it. Trust me. You don't have to explain it to me. I get it. Final question. Who do you think will make a great guest for this show? But the caveat is you have to help us get them.
A great guest for this show, and I must get them.
This is one of the questions that people take the longest to think, so you could take your time. We've had someone take 3 minutes and named 15 people, which was a bit chaotic, so hopefully you don't do that.
No, I'm trying to think of, like, people that, you know, bro, you have to get IBK. You have. I will text him.
Okay.
This guy, I mean, I've told him very much, like, you know, I don't know where, like, the trajectory I would have gone on. But wisdom 100. He was one of the early employees at Shopify, like employee 100 or something like that. Super humble, very, very wealthy in terms of his generosity and time, monetary. He's just like, and he is very, very wise. Like, it might be your top performing episode. Just someone else, you know. So I know he comes to Toronto. I'll send him a message.
Okay, fantastic. We'll get that sorted. Toby, thank you so much for this. I think this is one of my favorite episodes so far. I appreciate you coming all the way from Paris just for this show. And we hope to see you again in a few years. Thank you, Toby.
I'm excited to see you guys too.
Thank you.